Every millionaire I woke up at exactly 4:47 a.m. Not 4:30, not 5 o'clock, exactly 4:47. I'm Henry Ford, and for years I thought this was coincidence. Then I discovered it wasn't about the time. It was about what happens in your brain at exactly 4:47 a.m. that doesn't happen at any other time. Something chemical, something powerful, something that separates people who build wealth from people who stay broke. In 1928, I started waking at 4:47 a.m. deliberately. Not earlier, not later, exactly 4:47. And I did something specific for 17 minutes, just 17 minutes. By 5:04 a.m., I was done. That 17 minutes at 4:47 a.m. built more wealth in 6 months than the previous 10 years combined. Not because I worked more hours, because of what happens in your brain between 4:47 and 5:04 a.m. that doesn't happen any other time. This sounds insane, I know, but there's science behind it. Brain chemistry, neural activation, mental clarity that only exists in that specific window. And once I understood the mechanics, once I understood why 4:47 a.m. specifically, I couldn't ignore it. Had to test it, had to use it, and it changed everything. Let me show you exactly why 4:47 a.m. is different from every other time. Why 17 minutes at that exact time builds wealth faster than hours of work at any other time. And what specific thing you need to do in those 17 minutes to activate what I call the millionaire window. Your brain goes through different states throughout the day. Different chemical balances, different neural activities, different capabilities. Most of the day, your brain is in what scientists call beta state. Active, reactive, dealing with external demands, solving immediate problems, responding to urgency. Beta state is necessary, but it's terrible for wealth building, because beta state is reactive, not creative. It solves today's problems but doesn't build tomorrow's wealth. There's another state, alpha state, calm, relaxed, open, creative. This is where breakthrough ideas happen, where connections form, where wealth-building strategies emerge. But alpha state is rare during the day. Too many distractions, too many demands, too much external noise pulling you into beta. Here's what most people don't know. There's a window every morning where your brain naturally enters alpha state. Without meditation, without effort, just naturally. That window opens at exactly 4:47 a.m. and it closes at exactly 5:04 a.m. 17 minutes. During those 17 minutes, your brain is in pure alpha state. No external demands yet, no beta activation, just pure creative clarity. That's the millionaire window. And if you use those 17 minutes correctly, you can accomplish more wealth building in 17 minutes than most people accomplish in 17 hours. I discovered this by accident in January 1928. Woke up naturally at 4:47 a.m., couldn't fall back asleep, sat there in the dark, and suddenly ideas started flowing. Clear ideas, detailed ideas, solutions to problems I'd been struggling with for months, all appearing effortlessly in those quiet minutes. Wrote down 5 breakthrough ideas in 15 minutes, went back to sleep at 5:05. Next day, implemented one of those ideas. It worked perfectly. Made more money from that one idea than the entire previous week of normal work. That got my attention. Was it the time specifically, or was it just coincidence? I tested it. Woke at 4:47 a.m. deliberately the next day. Same thing happened. Clear ideas, effortless flow, breakthrough thinking. Day 3, same result. Day 4, same. By day 7, I understood. Something happens at 4:47 a.m. that doesn't happen any other time. And whatever that something is, it builds wealth faster than anything else I'd ever experienced. You might be thinking, why not 4:30 or 5 o'clock? Why this weird specific time? Here's the science. Your brain's chemistry changes throughout the night in predictable patterns. From 10 p.m. to 2 a.m., your brain is in deep sleep. neural cleaning, memory consolidation, physical recovery. No wealth building happens here. From 2 a.m. to 4 a.m., lighter sleep, dreams, subconscious processing. Your brain is working on problems in the background, still not accessible to your conscious mind. At exactly 4:47 a.m., something shifts. Your brain starts waking, but it hasn't fully engaged with the external world yet. This creates a unique state, conscious enough to think clearly, not awake enough to be reactive. That combination, conscious clarity without reactive engagement, only exists for 17 minutes, from 4:47 to 5:04. Before 4:47, you're too asleep. After 5:04, external awareness activates and pulls you into beta state. The window closes. I didn't invent this. I discovered it. And once I discovered it, I researched why it works. Found that successful people throughout history naturally woke early. But not just early, specifically in that window. They didn't know why. They just knew early morning thinking was different, clearer, more powerful, more productive. Now we know why. The brain chemistry at 4:47 a.m. is perfectly balanced for creative wealth-building thinking. Conscious but not reactive, awake but not distracted, clear but not pressured. That balance only exists in those 17 minutes. Once I understood the science, I committed to using the window every single day. Set a system to wake at exactly 4:47 a.m. Not approximate, exact, because the window is specific. And I did something specific in those 17 minutes. Something that turns alpha state clarity into actual wealth. Let me show you exactly what to do. Here's what you do in the Millionaire window. Wake at 4:47 a.m. Don't turn on lights. Don't check anything. Don't engage with the world. Just sit up. Stay in the dark. Stay quiet. Your brain is in alpha state, perfect clarity, no distractions, no demands, just pure creative thinking capability. For the next 17 minutes, you do one thing. You design your wealth building day. Not plan, design. Planning is beta state, reactive, responding to demands. Design is alpha state, creative, building what doesn't exist yet. Here's how you design. First 5 minutes. Identify the one thing that will create the most wealth today. Not the most urgent thing, not the most demanded thing, the most wealth-building thing. What action, if completed today, will generate the most money? Be specific. Design one client meeting. Design one product. Design one system. One thing. Specific, clear, wealth-generating. Next 7 minutes. Design exactly how you'll execute that one thing. See yourself doing it. See the steps. See the outcome. See the value created. See the money generated. Design it in detail. Make it real in your mind. This isn't daydreaming. This is alpha state designing. Your brain is creating the neural pathways for execution, making the action feel natural, making the outcome feel certain. Last 5 minutes. Design how you'll protect this one thing from all the other demands of the day. What will try to distract you? What urgent things will appear? What demands will people make? Design your response to all of it. No, not today. This one thing comes first. By 5:04 a.m., you're done. 17 minutes. One wealth-building action designed. Execution pathway created. Protection strategy set. Now you go back to sleep or start your day. But the most important work is already done. The Millionaire window was used correctly. I started this exact practice in February 1928. 4:47 a.m. wake up. 17 minutes in the dark. Design one wealth-building action. Design execution. Design protection. First week was difficult. Hard to wake that early. Hard to stay focused in the dark. Hard to trust that 17 minutes mattered. But by week 2, results appeared. The actions I designed at 4:47 a.m. got executed. The wealth they generated was real. The protection strategies worked. By week 4, those 17-minute morning sessions had generated more wealth than any previous month. Because the actions designed in alpha state were higher quality than actions planned in beta state. Alpha state sees opportunities beta state misses. Alpha state creates value, beta state just responds to. Alpha state builds wealth, beta state just survives. You've probably heard about morning routines. Wake early, exercise, read, journal, meditate. All good activities. But they don't build wealth like the 4:47 a.m. practice does. Here's why. Most morning routines start too late. 5:30 a.m., 6 a.m. By then, the millionaire window is closed. Your brain is already in beta state, already reactive, already engaged with the external world. You're doing activities, but not in alpha state. So the activities don't have the same wealth-building power. Or morning routines do too many things. Exercise for 30 minutes, read for 20, journal for 15, meditate for 10. You're busy, you feel productive, but none of it is focused on the one wealth-building action that matters most today. You're active but not wealth-focused. Or morning routines turn on lights immediately. Lights activate beta state. Pull your brain out of alpha. You're awake but you've lost the clarity. You're thinking but not with alpha state power. The 4:47 a.m. practice is different. It's time for the millionaire window specifically. It focuses on one wealth-building action only. It stays in darkness to maintain alpha state. That specificity is what makes it work when general morning routines don't create wealth. You're not just waking early. You're using the exact time your brain is in alpha state. You're not doing many good activities. You're doing one wealth-building activity. You're not trying to feel productive. You're actually designing wealth. That difference creates different results. Morning routines make you feel good. The 4:47 a.m. practice makes you wealthy. I tried traditional morning routines for years before discovering the 4:47 a.m. practice. Woke at 5:30, exercised, read, felt good, but didn't build significant wealth. Those activities were valuable, but they weren't timed for alpha state, weren't focused on wealth building specifically, weren't protected from other demands. The 4:47 a.m. practice changed everything because it was specific time, specific focus, specific outcome, wealth. Here's how you test the 4:47 a.m. practice to prove it works. 7 days, 7 mornings. Every morning, wake at exactly 4:47 a.m. Set an alarm, make it happen, don't approximate, exact time. When you wake at 4:47, sit up. Stay in darkness, no lights, no screens. Just sit there in the dark. For 17 minutes, do the practice. 5 minutes. What one action will create the most wealth today? 7 minutes. How will I execute it? See it happening, make it real. 5 minutes. How will I protect this action from distractions? At 5:04, you're done. Go back to sleep or start your day. But the design is complete. During the day, execute the action you designed. Protect it like you planned. See what happens. Do this for 7 consecutive days. By day 7, you'll have designed and executed 7 high-value wealth-building actions. Compare those 7 days to any previous 7 days. I guarantee the 4:47 a.m. days generated more wealth, more value created, more money made, more progress toward financial freedom. That comparison proves the practice works. Proves that 17 minutes in the millionaire window builds more wealth than hours of reactive work in beta state. Once you see the proof, you'll never want to miss the millionaire window again. I did this 7-day test in February 1928. First day felt strange, waking at 4:47 in complete darkness, sitting there designing instead of acting. But I completed the 17 minutes, designed one wealth-building action, protected it during the day, executed it, generated good money. Day 2, easier. Day 3, natural. By day 7, I designed and executed 7 wealth-building actions, made more money in those 7 days than any previous 14 days. The proof was undeniable. The millionaire window was real. The practice worked. So I committed to doing it every single day for the rest of my life. And I did. Every day from February 1928 forward. 4:47 a.m. 17 minutes. One wealth-building action designed. That consistency built more wealth than any other practice I've ever used. Let me explain exactly what's happening in your brain at 4:47 a.m. that makes this practice so powerful. First, your cortisol levels are rising. Cortisol wakes you up, gives you energy, makes you alert. But at 4:47, cortisol is just starting to rise. You have alertness without stress. That combination, awake but not stressed, only exists early in the cortisol curve. Later in the morning, cortisol brings stress with alertness. You're awake but anxious. That anxiety activates beta state, reactive mode. But at 4:47, you have the alertness without the anxiety, perfect for creative thinking. Second, your melatonin is still present but fading. Melatonin makes you sleepy, but it also reduces mental noise, quiets the chatter, filters out distractions. At 4:47, enough melatonin remains to keep your mind quiet, but not so much that you can't think clearly. That balance, clear thinking in a quiet mind, creates the perfect environment for wealth-building design. Third, the external world is silent. No demands, no interruptions, no other people needing things from you. That silence is critical. Your brain isn't responding to external stimuli. It's free to create internally, to design, to imagine, to build wealth in your mind before building it in reality. All three factors, rising cortisol without stress, fading melatonin creating mental quiet, and external silence, combine at exactly 4:47 a.m. That combination only exists for 17 minutes. Before 4:47, too much melatonin, you're too sleepy. After 5:04, cortisol brings stress. External world starts demanding attention. The perfect combination disappears. The millionaire window closes. But during those 17 minutes, your brain is in the perfect state for designing wealth-building actions. Clear but quiet, alert but not stressed, free but focused. Use that state correctly and you can design in 17 minutes what would take hours to plan in beta state. Here's what makes the 4:47 a.m. practice truly powerful. It compounds. Day 1, you design one wealth-building action. Execute it. Generate some wealth, small but real. Day 2, you design another wealth-building action, but you're building on yesterday's foundation. The action is slightly bigger. The wealth generated is slightly more. Day 7, you've built 7 foundations. Day 7's action builds on all 6 previous days. The wealth generated on day 7 is exponentially more than day 1. By day 30, you've designed and executed 30 wealth-building actions, each building on the previous. The compound is massive. By day 90, the wealth you're generating daily is 10 times what you generated on day 1. Not because you're working 10 times harder, because you're compounding alpha state clarity over 90 days. The quality of actions designed in alpha state compounds into quantity of wealth generated. I saw this compound clearly in 1928. February 1st, first day of the practice. Designed one action, generated $50, small but real. February 7th, day 7. Designed an action that built on the previous 6, generated $200. March 1st, day 30. Designed an action that built on all previous actions, generated $800. April 1st, day 60. Designed an action building on 60 days of compound, generated $2,000. May 1st, day 90. Designed an action building on 90 days of compound, generated $5,000. Same 17 minutes each morning, same dark room, same design process. But the compound made each action more powerful, made each day more wealthy. By the end of 1928, 12 months of the 4:47 a.m. practice, I was generating more wealth in 1 week than I generated in entire previous years. Not from working more, from compounding alpha state clarity into higher quality wealth-building actions. You might be wondering why staying in darkness is so important. Why not turn on a light? Why not start your day normally? Here's why darkness is critical. Light activates your brain's beta state. The moment light hits your eyes, your brain shifts from alpha to beta, from creative to reactive, from designing to responding. You lose the millionaire window immediately. But in darkness, your brain stays in alpha, stays creative, stays in the state that designs wealth. The darkness isn't about comfort. It's about maintaining the brain state that makes the practice work. Think of it like this. Alpha state is a quiet library, perfect for thinking, designing, creating. Beta state is a busy street, noise, demands, distractions. Light is the door that takes you from the library to the street. Stay in darkness, stay in the library. Turn on light, go to the street. You can't design wealth on a busy street. You need the quiet library. The darkness maintains the library. I learned this the hard way. First week of the practice, day 4. Woke at 4:47. Started the design process. Decided I wanted to write something down. Turned on a light. The moment light hit my eyes, the clarity disappeared. The ideas stopped flowing. My brain shifted to beta. Started thinking about the day's demands instead of designing wealth-building actions. Lost the entire Millionaire window that morning. Learned my lesson. Never turned on light during the 17 minutes again. Stayed in complete darkness for the entire window. The clarity remained. The designs flowed. The wealth built. If you try this practice and turn on lights, you'll lose the power immediately. Stay in darkness. Trust the process. The darkness is what maintains alpha state, and alpha state is what builds wealth. Here's something critical most people miss. Designing the wealth-building action at 4:47 a.m. is valuable. But if you don't protect that action during the day, it won't get executed. Other demands will take over. Urgent things will appear. People will need things. The day will consume you. And the wealth-building action designed in alpha state will get pushed aside by beta state reactions. That's why the last 5 minutes of the 17-minute practice focus on protection. You design how you'll protect the one wealth-building action from all the other demands. You anticipate what will try to distract you, and you design your response. Someone asks for your time. Your response: not until I complete my wealth-building action. An urgent problem appears. Your response: is this more valuable than my wealth-building action? If no, it waits. An opportunity shows up. Your response: does this align with my wealth-building action? If no, decline. The protection strategy gives you language and framework for saying no to everything that isn't the one thing you designed at 4:47 a.m. Most people design good actions but fail to protect them, so the good actions never get executed. The urgent takes over, the day consumes them, and they wonder why they're not building wealth despite working hard. They're working hard on the wrong things, on reactive things, on beta state demands. The 4:47 a.m. practice solves this by designing protection before the demands appear. You know what you'll say no to before people ask. You know what you'll defer before urgencies arise. You know what you'll decline before opportunities appear. That pre-designed protection ensures the wealth-building action actually happens. And actions that happen build wealth. Actions that get designed but not executed build nothing. I learned the importance of protection in week 2 of the practice. Had designed a valuable action at 4:47 a.m. Felt confident about it. Then the day started. Someone needed help immediately. Then someone else had an urgent problem. Then an opportunity appeared that seemed good. By evening, I'd helped people, solved problems, pursued the opportunity. But I hadn't executed the wealth-building action I'd designed. The day had consumed me. Beta state had won. Next morning at 4:47, I added the protection step. Last 5 minutes designing how I'd say no to distractions, designing specific responses to specific demands. When the day came and someone needed help, I said my pre-designed response. Not until I complete my wealth-building action. When urgent problems appeared, I said my pre-designed response. Is this more valuable than my wealth-building action? When opportunities showed up, I said my pre-designed response. Does this align with my wealth-building action? The protection worked. The wealth-building action got executed. The wealth got built. That's when I understood protection is as important as design. Both happen in the Millionaire window. Both make the practice work. The 4:47 a.m. practice designs the day. But there's a second practice that compounds the power. Every evening, review what happened. 5 minutes. 3 questions. Question 1. Did I execute the wealth-building action I designed at 4:47 a.m.? Yes or no? If yes, celebrate. If no, understand why. What distraction won? What demand took over? Learn from it. Question 2. How much wealth did that action generate? Be specific. Made $200. Created a relationship worth thousands. Built a system that generates recurring income. Whatever wealth was created, acknowledge it. Question 3. What did I learn today that will make tomorrow's 4:47 a.m. design even better? Every day teaches something. Some actions work better than others. Some protections work better than others. Some wealth-building approaches generate more than others. Capture the learning. Use it tomorrow at 4:47 a.m. This evening review takes 5 minutes, but it compounds the morning practice. You're learning daily, getting better daily, designing higher quality actions daily, protecting more effectively daily, generating more wealth daily. The compound is exponential. Day 1 review informs Day 2 design. Day 2 review informs Day 3 design. By Day 30, you're designing actions informed by 30 days of learning. By Day 90, 90 days of learning. The quality of your 4:47 a.m. designs gets better every single day because you're reviewing every single evening. I added the evening review in week 3 of the morning practice. Started asking the 3 questions every night. Did I execute? How much wealth generated? What did I learn? Within days, I noticed the morning designs getting better. I was using yesterday's learnings to inform today's designs. Actions became more effective. Protections became stronger. Wealth generation accelerated. By month 2, the combination of morning design and evening review was generating wealth faster than any previous practice. Morning alpha state clarity designing the action. Evening beta state analysis learning from execution. Both practices feeding each other. Both compounding. Both building wealth exponentially. Let me show you exactly what happens when you do the 4:47 a.m. practice every day for 3 months. Month 1. Learning the practice. Getting comfortable waking at 4:47. Learning to stay in darkness. Learning to design instead of plan. Learning to protect. Executing designed actions. Generating wealth that's noticeable but not yet life-changing. Building the foundation. Month 2. The practice becoming natural. Waking at 4:47 automatically. Designs flowing effortlessly. Protections working effectively. Actions getting executed consistently. Wealth generation accelerating. Compound beginning to show. Confidence growing. Month 3. The practice becoming automatic. You don't think about it anymore. You just do it. Wake at 4:47. Design in alpha state. Protect during beta state. Execute the action. Generate wealth. Daily. Automatically. Effortlessly. The wealth generation in month 3 is 5 to 10 times month 1. Not from working harder. From compounding 90 days of alpha state clarity into progressively better wealth building actions. By the end of 3 months, you're not the same person. You think differently. You prioritize differently. You execute differently. You build wealth differently. Same brain, same hours in the day, different practice, different state, different results. Alpha state clarity compounded over 90 days transforms you from reactive worker to wealth builder. From beta state responder to alpha state designer. From broke person working hard to wealthy person working smart. That was my exact experience. January 1928, beta state reactive worker. April 1928, alpha state wealth builder. 3 months of the 4:47 a.m. practice. The transformation was complete. I was building more wealth in 1 week than I'd built in previous months. Not from luck. From consistently using the Millionaire window every single morning for 90 consecutive days. I've taught this practice to dozens of people. Most don't do it. They hear about it, they understand it, they agree it makes sense, but they don't actually wake at 4:47 a.m. Here's why. First reason, they don't believe 17 minutes can matter. They think wealth requires hours of work. They can't imagine that 17 minutes in alpha state builds more wealth than hours in beta state. So they don't try. Second reason, they don't want to wake that early. They value sleep more than wealth. They're not desperate enough, not hungry enough, not committed enough to change their life. So they stay asleep. Third reason, they try for 2 days and quit. First day is hard, second day is harder. They don't see immediate massive results, so they conclude it doesn't work. They quit before the compound begins, before the transformation happens. Fourth reason, they approximate instead of executing exactly. They wake at 5 instead of 4:47. They turn on lights instead of staying in darkness. They plan instead of designing. They approximate the practice and wonder why it doesn't work. It doesn't work because they're not doing it. They're doing something similar but not the same. If you want to be like most people, do what most people do. Sleep until you have to wake. React to demands all day. Work hard. Stay broke. But if you want to build wealth like millionaires build wealth, do what millionaires do. Wake at 4:47 a.m. Stay in darkness. Design one wealth-building action in alpha state. Protect it. Execute it. Generate wealth. Do it every single day. Most people won't. That's why most people stay broke. The ones who will are the ones who get wealthy. I know what it's like to not want to wake early, to value sleep, to think 17 minutes doesn't matter. I had all those thoughts before I started the practice, but I was desperate. I was broke. I wanted wealth more than I wanted comfort. So I tried it, and it worked. And now I can't imagine not doing it. Can't imagine missing the millionaire window. Can't imagine letting the most powerful 17 minutes of the day pass unused. That shift from comfort-focused to wealth-focused is what separates people who get rich from people who stay broke. Let me show you month by month what compounds when you do the 4:47 a.m. practice consistently. Month 1. 7 days times 4 weeks equals 28 wealth-building actions designed and executed. 28 additions to your wealth. Small individually but meaningful collectively. Foundation built. Month 2. Another 28 actions, but building on month 1. Each action slightly better. Each protection slightly stronger. Each wealth generation slightly larger. 56 total actions. Compound visible. Month 3. Another 28 actions, building on 56 previous actions. The learning compound. The execution compound, the wealth compound, 84 total actions, transformation complete. Month 4 through 6, another 84 actions, total 168, each one more powerful than the last, each one building on all previous. The compound is exponential, the wealth generation is massive. Month 7 through 12, another 168 actions, total 336. Almost 1 full year of daily alpha state wealth building designs. The compound at this point is so large that your daily wealth generation is 20 to 50 times what it was in month 1. You're building more in 1 week than you built in previous months. More in 1 month than you built in previous years. Not from working harder, from compounding alpha state clarity, from using the millionaire window every single day for 12 months. That's the timeline. That's the compound. That's how the 4:47 a.m. practice builds millionaires. I'm in year 97 of this practice. Started in 1928. Never stopped. Every single day. 4:47 a.m., 17 minutes. One wealth-building action designed. The compound at this point is so massive that I can't even calculate it. Tens of thousands of wealth-building actions. Tens of thousands of lessons learned. Tens of thousands of improvements compounded. The wealth built from 97 years of using the millionaire window is generational, is permanent, is still growing. All from 17 minutes every morning. All from never missing the window. All from consistency compounding over decades. Around month 6 of the 4:47 a.m. practice, something shifts permanently. You stop seeing yourself as someone who works for money. You start seeing yourself as someone who designs wealth. That identity shift changes everything. Before, your identity was worker. You traded time for money. You responded to demands. You worked hard and hoped wealth would follow. After, your identity is wealth designer. You create value in alpha state. You execute in beta state. You build wealth systematically through daily design practice. Before, you felt like wealth was something external, something you had to chase, something that might or might not come. After, you feel like wealth is something you create, something you design, something that comes because you make it come. Before, you were hoping. After, you're building. That identity shift is permanent. Once you see yourself as wealth designer, you can't go back to seeing yourself as hoping worker. The transformation is complete. My identity shifted in July 1928. 6 months of the practice. 6 months of waking at 4:47. 6 months of designing wealth in alpha state. One day someone asked what I did. Old me would have said I work for Edison. New me said I design wealth building systems. Different answer, different identity. I wasn't an employee anymore. I was a wealth builder. That identity was permanent, still is today. I'm 97 years into seeing myself as someone who designs wealth, not someone who works and hopes, someone who designs and builds. That identity came from the 4:47 a.m. practice, came from consistently using alpha state clarity to design wealth instead of reactively working in beta state. The practice changed my identity. The changed identity changed my life. You now know the practice. Wake at 4:47 a.m. Exactly. Not approximate, exact. Stay in darkness. No lights, no screens, just darkness. For 17 minutes, design your wealth building day. 5 minutes. What one action creates the most wealth today? 7 minutes. How will I execute it? See it happening. 5 minutes. How will I protect it from distractions? At 5:04, you're done. Go back to sleep or start your day. During the day, execute the action. Protect it like you designed. Generate wealth. Every evening, 5-minute review. Did I execute? How much wealth generated? What did I learn? Do this every single day for 3 months minimum. First month builds the habit. Second month builds the compound. Third month completes the transformation. By day 90, you'll be generating wealth at levels that seem impossible today. Not from working harder, from consistently using the Millionaire window every morning for 90 consecutive days. This practice works. Changed my life in 1928. Built more wealth than any other practice I've ever used. Works for everyone who actually does it. The only people who don't get results are people who don't do it, or people who quit before 90 days. Don't be someone who hears this and does nothing. Don't be someone who tries for 3 days and quits. Be someone who commits to 90 days, who sets an alarm for 4:47 a.m. starting tomorrow, who stays in darkness for 17 minutes, who designs wealth in alpha state, who executes during the day, who reviews in the evening. That person builds wealth. That person transforms their life. That person proves the Millionaire window is real and powerful. Set your alarm right now, 4:47 a.m., tomorrow morning. Commit to 90 days, no matter what. 90 consecutive mornings of using the Millionaire window. By day 90, your life will be unrecognizable. Not because you became someone different, because you started using the 17 minutes when your brain is in the perfect state for designing wealth. The Millionaire window is open every single morning. Most people sleep through it. You're not going to be most people anymore. You're going to be someone who uses it, someone who builds wealth, someone who transforms through consistency. Start tomorrow. Good luck.